Alright guys, so I created this video to walk with you through something that I personally have been learning and going through called silence and solitude. It's how you can connect with God, and it's rooted in what Jesus did. He went to the mountainside and went up to pray. He did this to get away from the distraction, from all the noise, and just spend time with God. If you ever wanted to learn a clear way to connect with God and to slow down and really listening to Him, this step-by-step guide is for you. So I'm going to show you what to do. This isn't supposed to be legalistic. It's not about doing things a certain way to get something from God. It's about creating a space to be with Him. No formula, just a relationship. So many people think that hearing from God requires some loud, booming voice or dramatic sign like Morgan Freeman, I am God. But what if I told you the key to hearing God's voice is actually found in the stillness? In Luke 5:16 we read that Jesus often withdrew to lonely places and prayed. He withdrew, meaning he intentionally stepped away from the noise, the crowds, the distraction, to be alone with God. This is what I call silence and solitude. And I have 4 simple but powerful spiritual practices that help tune our hearts to God's voice. Let me show you how to do this in a simple way. Step 1, find a quiet place. It doesn't have to be a mountain, just somewhere you can be alone. A quiet room, your car, a walk outside. You may need some place to sit, but a silent place to help quiet the noise and the world around you and the distraction of our minds will help. And one thing to do is, when you do this, spend about 15 minutes chatting with Him, inviting God's presence into your time. Step 2, be still before God. So don't rush into talking. Take a deep breath. Sit still. Let your body and mind settle. Psalms 4:6-10 says, Be still and know that I am God. So step 3 is speak honestly, then listen. Talk to God like a friend. This reminds me of my old youth pastor who would have in his prayer closet, he'd set a chair and he'd speak to God directly like he was there. Tell Him what's on your heart, then stop, pause, listen. Sometimes God speaks through scripture, through visualization, through a song. What I do is I reflect on these questions in my head while I'm talking to Him. 1 is, what am I mad about? 2, what am I sad about? 3, what am I anxious about? And 4, what am I glad about? What I do have here is a prayer journal. Silence and Solitude journal. And what I do is I write like a letter to God. You may or may not be able to see it. And I write to Him like I'm writing a letter to a friend. And what this does is, because God will speak really quick. And so you want to be ready. And our mind kind of just drifts off and we'll think about the next thing we got to do. What do we got to eat today? What chores we got to do? And so this helps me just to focus and write down what He's saying, to remember later on if I need to. But mainly it just gets the conversation going. It's like sending a text message to God. Step 4 is make it a habit. What I do, and I'm not trying to make this legalistic, you can close out the hour or however long you're talking with God with Psalms 23. If you remember, it's the Lord is my shepherd, I lack nothing. He makes me lie down in green pastures. This just kind of ends your time with God. I feel like it's a good Bible verse. And the more you practice this silence and solitude, the more clearly you'll hear God and you know His voice. Maybe He does sound like Morgan Freeman to you. God is always speaking. We just have to slow down and listen long enough to hear Him. And what you can do also is add this to your calendar. Make time for this. Make it effectively. Make it a practice, because, we all need some time away from distractions, away from social media, and just be still with God. So, if you truly want to hear God, do this. Step away from the noise. Spend time in silence and solitude. And pray with expectation, just like Jesus did. God isn't hiding from you. He's waiting to meet you. Thank you so much for watching. If this video spoke to you, please like, share, and subscribe so we can get more content out there for you like this. Be sure to check out our other videos here on the left screen, or explore more on our content on spiritual growth in the link in the description below. It was nice talking with you today, and I hope this video inspires and helps you on this crazy journey of life with God. And just remember, just love Jesus. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.